Yeah, what did you just say? We didn't record a roll-in, then we've got it 3, 2, 1, bang, something like that.
Yeah, we didn't record a roll-in. So 3, 2, 1, bang. Well, some would be funny.
Perfect.
Okay.
Welcome back to What's All That About? The podcast where two cheeky chaps chat candidly about stuff. My name is Kelso, one of the aforementioned cheeky chaps, and with me, as always, is my dear long-time mate, Elmo Tickler, and co-host Kerwin. G'day, Kerwin.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to you. Sorry, let's start again. Welcome, dear listener, and let me say a million welcomes to you, Kelso.
Thank you very much. I feel very welcome. Let me lay out a little story for you where I came a cropper as an uncle.
Oh, a story. Should I put my PJs on, get into bed?
Sure.
No, I don't want
to. You're aware of the 1980s cartoon series called Robotech?
Yeah. Very aware.
So, dear listener, Robotech was a cartoon where I think all the footage came from Japanese animators, but then an American company put kind of like a English overdub over the top. I don't know if they changed the story, but that's how it worked, yeah?
I don't think they did. They did with other anime or manga stories, but that one, I think they stuck to the story there.
Okay. So, and as you well know, there is a Japanese anime. They don't mind being a little bit slightly racy sometimes, even for the children stuff, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I recently got access to the Robotech library, and I was dipping in, dipping out. I'd watched a couple of episodes to see if it was still held up and it still entertained me. And also, it was one of those shows that it was showed after school in the afternoon, but I think they only showed it once, maybe. And there was a lot of episodes, so I never had a clue what was going on. But it was fascinating, so I wanted to get the grounding as well.
And it was on daily, as I recall. So even if, even though you're not always available at the same time every day as a kid. Sometimes you do other stuff. So. Yeah,
that's right.
Easy to miss some episodes.
I think this was before our family had a VCR, at least. A video cassette recorder, dear listener. Let alone enough blank tapes to record Robotech on. I'd get in great trouble if I taped over Mum's Last Night at the Proms, or perhaps their recording of The Plank.
Oh no, smack bum! If you tape over that.
Smack bum.
Don't worry, they'll play it again. They'll play it again next Christmas. Don't worry.
I think we'd go a level above the smack bum for that type of transgression. Perhaps get out the wooden spoon.
Oh dear, oh no.
Wooden spoon on the back of the legs.
Ouchie wawa.
Didn't happen often, dear listener, don't worry.
We had a very loving family.
So I was trying to get back into it and was struggling a little bit. But then I realised when I visit my sister, she's got a 6-year-old nephew. And I thought, maybe I could watch a couple of episodes while I'm hanging out with him, see if he can get into Robotech, and then it might help me get into Robotech, and, just something to watch together rather than, watching something about trucks or something that he's into, which is, you can imagine, is quite boring. So anyway, I think I was babysitting. I think, my sister was out, so it was just me and the nephew. So I put on this episode of Robotech. Sure enough, like 15 minutes, it's the one episode, as far as I know where this happens, is the one episode where we see one of the female characters' bum nude from the behind.
Was it the older blonde? Was it the older blonde chick? I think I remember that bum.
No, it was Minmei.
It was Minmei's bum. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
she was very beautiful.
It's possible we might have seen Commander Ardenne's bottom at a later stage, but I'm not aware of that. That wasn't part of folklore.
Commander Global. Now, as you mentioned, Japanese cartoons were pretty racy. It was not unusual as a young boy to develop a pretty heavy crush on a character from anime cartoons. I think Princess from Battle of the Planets,
Oh, yeah. Why is Princess from Battle of the Planets famous?
Because you could see her underpants at the beginning.
Yeah. In the titling credits, she did a roll, a flip.
Yeah.
And there was a brief flash of her underwear, which was quite the playground discussion topic.
Yeah, I thought, well, the artist obviously couldn't draw her at any other angle except from looking up under her skirt, which is, interesting. I wasn't complaining.
Yeah. So so you can imagine my horror when I'm like, looking after my nephew, and all of a sudden this nude lady pops up. And I thought, what's he going to tell his mum when she comes back? Or the other week we're watching this cartoon with Uncle Kelso, and hello. So exactly why are you watching Japanese anime with my son?
Well, it would have been fairly primitive 80s anime, so literally that bare bottom would have, like I say, literally been one single stroke of a pen. One little cleft.
You're right, it was a pretty primitive bottom, which is more than I can say for my own bottom.
Definitely not a warts and all rendering of a bottom, I'm sure.
I'm sure you're not suggesting that Minmei had a wart on her bottom.
Not at all. I think they managed to get rid of warts because it was set in the future, wasn't it? I reckon there wouldn't have been such thing as warts at that time.
I think it might be one of those shows that was set in the future at the time, but that time has passed.
Yeah, it was like set in the future of 1995.
That's right. Something along those lines.
It was actually very high concept, wasn't it, for little kids? Because I also have the entire Robotech catalogue in my possession. And I have watched it recently. And when I say recently, maybe within the last 5 years. And it's quite high concept. I don't think I would have ever understood it like fully the first time it came out, when I would have been about 8 or 9.
Mm. What do you mean by high concept?
Well, I mean, dear listener, I'm sorry if you haven't seen Robotech. I do recommend, but you're going to have to bear with us for the next couple of minutes while I explain what I think about Robotech. So I think it was because an aliens crash landed on Earth, and then the Earthlings used that technology to sort of make great leaps ahead in their own space flight and technology, and then next thing we know, we're part of the universe.
Yes. Yeah. More importantly, it was a show that didn't reset all the characters didn't return to the same starting point as they started the episode. So it was a story told over multiple series, multiple episodes, wasn't it? I think that was different from a normal kids cartoon.
Well,
show.
I think the Robotech sub heading was the Macross Saga.
Yes, that's
so it was an actual saga.
Confirmed.
Yeah. No, I remember when I was at school. I don't know if you ever did this, Kelso. That often in popular cartoons, in your group of friends, you just say for example the Transformers. The cool kid says, "Well, I'm Optimus Prime," and the other guy, "Well, I'm Soundwave." You just choose a character. So I was sick the day that Robotech first kicked off, and so I came the day after to realise there was only one character left for me. Everyone else had taken up all the Robotech characters.
Okay.
And the only thing that was left was Rick Wildstar's older brother, Roy. And I was like,
too bad.
Roy? I thought it's not too bad. Yeah, but I was like, Roy? I'm like, okay, fine, Roy. He's cool. He's got cool blonde hair, and he's a really good pilot. And then 5 episodes in, Roy dies.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. That's what I do list it. Roy dies. Don't worry, it's fairly early on. So then I was left without a character.
Did you get reassigned? Perhaps you could have become, I don't know, Minmei's dad?
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't really want to go there. I'd rather be nothing than if I couldn't be Rick Wildstar. I was like, why can't there be 2 Rick Wildstars? None of us are actually Rick Wildstar. Anyway, I remember trying to prosecute that argument a number of times, but
objection.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. I'll just retreat into my own little world.
I guess I'll go and join the boys playing Battle of the Planets. I've got a shot at Tiny.
we used to have soccer games at lunchtime that were the Autobots versus the Decepticons.
Whoa, look out.
Yeah, these all-in soccer games that sort of was half soccer, half rugby, because it was, if you can imagine, contact soccer.
Well,
we were Transformers after all, so, you know.
I was going to say, it's not unusual for a contest, even of a sporting nature, between Autobots and the Decepticons to come to blows.
It was all-out war, but yeah, it was shut down after 2 days by the teachers.
Yeah, I was going to say, did the administration, the school board, have to introduce a new law, as they often have to when trends happen, dangerous trends occur?
That's right. I think after that, there was no more cartoon-based contact sports allowed.
Well, Miss Soccer is not a contact sport, so we're not breaking the... Okay, let's rechange the rule. No cartoon-based sports. Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, just get away with murder when we were kids. I mean, these days, you know, if you can't bump any kids, or everything's wrapped in cotton wool. But it wasn't unusual for me to be at lunchtime and be winded badly, you know, and have to take, you know, a couple of minutes on the sidelines because I copped a knee to the solar plexus, you know.
And did you make it into the starting 11 for the Autobots or the Decepticons? Which side were you on?
No, I think I was also left without a character. That's how far down the list I was. I'll be like, I'll be one of the cassettes that goes into Soundwave.
Oh, understand that. So you were, the position you were filling in the Decepticon 11, 1984, was left, right, out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much... I remember, I think I might have told you this before, that I wasn't really big on team sports, and we got to play field hockey in primary school, and there wasn't much, you could pretty much just walk on the team. There wasn't like you had to try out for it. And my parents didn't know this, so I came home and at the dinner table I proudly announced that I play hockey and I'm right wing. And my parents had a chuckle at that.
That sounds like a bumper sticker. I play hockey, I'm right wing, and I vote.
My son's right wing.
Yeah. A suburban hockey club. My son's right wing. Top shelf. Now, have you come a cropper anytime babysitting or hanging out with your nephews and nieces?
No, thankful. I there's been nothing I haven't accidentally shown. Oh no, there was one time. I can't say that. No, I can't.
Okay.
No.
What about like just saying a rude word or perhaps a nip slip?
Unfortunately, our family's culture, it's not that frowned upon to let an F or an S go in front of young kids. It's not encouraged, certainly not. But
right.
Unfortunately, yeah, there's a few do get past the net there. So you do often say things like in front of like my 7-year-old nephew. Oh, for fuck's sake! I mean, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Just ignore that. Yeah. Don't worry.
I sometimes get in trouble if I try to talk to my sister at a level which I don't believe the children can follow me, but she doesn't believe that the children couldn't follow because I'm out of touch. So I said to my sister in front of her 9-year-old niece at Christmas... No, I said to my sister in front of the 5-year-old nephew about the 9-year-old niece. Follow this closely, dear listener. I said to my sister, was she still into the magic of Christmas? And she thought this was very strongly threatening the risk of the 5-year-old nephew working out that meant Santa Claus didn't exist.
Oh, I see. Well,
actually, it might have just been a gut reaction. She settled down pretty quickly. No, I think I'm safe there.
Okay, I think you got away with that. Now, my sister and I, she has a 7 and a 4-year-old, and although obviously they can sort of read, we have our phone. We text each other if we want to keep something on the DL. We send a text. So often mine and my sister's text history will be filled with texts like, "Would you like some Ben and Jerry's?" You know, because obviously the kids, they're not allowed to have Ben and Jerry's, but like, you know, and I would say, yes, you know, meet me in the kitchen in 10 minutes. You know,
I was going to
like
say,
that.
then clandestinely, how do you say that word?
Clandestinely, yeah. And then I have to like
secretly
wolf it down and then go back into the lounge room with the telltale brown ring around my mouth.
And not again.
What have you been eating? Oh, the gravy.
Stage lights flashing, the feeling smashing. My heart and soul belong to you. And I'm here now singing, all bells are ringing. My dream has finally come true.
My favorite part of Japanese cartoons are the legs. I just love animations. No? Fair enough.
Cohen, I believe Roselle is pushing her case to become intern of the month. Because first thing, turn up this morning, she gave me this article to check out. So let's see if we can't critique her interning. Drunken naked sisters brawl at Disney World. Hello!
Doing.
What? Hang on. As so very often happens, I think we better read that a second time. Drunken naked sisters brawl at Disney World.
Okay, so you
Whoa.
didn't make any leave out any punctuation when you read that out, because you know sometimes a comma can make all the difference.
Well, there was a comma between drunken and naked, to be fair.
Drunken and naked.
I think
okay. Well, you expect there will be one there.
So, I don't think that was part of Walt's vision. Do you think the Imagineers might run with this idea now?
Oh my word! Okay,
It is the greatest place on earth, so...
well, I've never been there. I didn't even occur to me that you could get alcohol there, or did they turn up drunk? Anyway, these are just questions. These aren't
Or get
questions
naked.
that don't need. Yeah, these don't need to be answered right now. These are these are like pre-article posings.
Yeah, we did know that sisters could go to Disney World.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they
Now,
encourage
there's
that.
a bit of a clue in the title here, though. Drunken naked sisters brawl at Disney World. So, Disney World's in Florida. Now,
Right.
via the conduit, I don't know why I said it like that, via the conduit of popular culture, we know that Florida's a bit of a crazy part of the world, right?
Yes, it has that
I
reputation.
I think Disney World's in Florida, Disneyland's in California, right?
Yeah, I think Florida isn't Florida the home of Tiger King. Oh, yeah, that's enough said there. Oh, it might be. Yeah. So where's Disney? Where's Disneyland?
It's in California.
Oh, okay. That's the original, right? That's the original.
That's the original, yeah. So I
Well, do you
think
know
Disney
I've
World-
actually been to Disneyland? I've just remembered.
Right.
But the one in Hong Kong,
Oh.
yeah, it wasn't as good. Everything was a lot smaller. I mean,
How do you...
not because they were
You're
Asian. No, just kidding. I just happened to. I didn't even know there was one in Hong Kong, but I was there, and it was. I think it was just a scaled down.
Right.
Obviously, because I've never been to the actual Disney World, but they say it's huge and it takes a week to look at everything or something. I don't know if that's true. But that's just what I remember hearing that as a kid.
I believe it is extensive, yes.
Right. No, this thing is definitely... You could see everything definitely in one day at Hong Kong Disneyland World.
Now, ironically, you just said you could see everything in one day. On this day in Disney World, you could definitely see everything on one day. Hello! It was too late. I'd already seen everything.
Oh, let's get stuck into this article, Kel. So I'm interested to hear.
Right,
what
now,
happens
the
next.
first sentence first sentence always gives us a indication of the journalist, which you and I enjoy.
I do like the tone. They want to set
Yeah.
the tone.
That's right. So the first sentence is quite terse, quite concise.
Right.
There was no magic at Disney World for a pair of drunken sisters. Wow.
Yeah. I like this guy.
Perhaps there was a little bit of magic first before things took a turn for the worse. Because, maybe they, as soon as they stepped in, they saw Snow White, had a little bit of magic,
Yeah.
then got drunk, naked, and brawled. But we'll
A
find
little bit
out.
of pixie dust.
That's right. Maybe there was pixie dust involved.
Too much pixie dust. I believe
Yeah.
pixie dust is a euphemism for some hard drug. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I might be wrong. Anyway.
Hmm.
But, yeah.
Well, let's not forget how volatile and angry Tinkerbell would get in certain situations, as evidenced in the Peter Pan movie.
Oh, she could be a real piece of work. I don't know.
She
Yeah.
could fly off the handle, or in her case, a thimble at the drop of a hat.
She might have been little, but she packed a punch. That is for sure.
Yeah.
That reminds me. How old were these sisters? I mean, I'm trying to. Does it say straight up or?
It doesn't say straight up, but
Okay, but later.
let's
Okay,
cross
cool.
let's cross our fingers, dear listener, and hope we find out.
Right.
Keep your eye out for pixie dust too. The sisters reportedly brawled, stripped, fell into some bushes, and one even fell on the other's vomit, according to court. Well, my word!
Oh.
Wow. So
Wow.
it was pay for the edge, pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. I did this one day in Orlando. My goodness! So we might avoid any further mention of the last act there, dear listener. Broad, stripped, and fell into some bushes. We've got people falling into bushes left, right, and centre on this show. The sisters were tourists from New Jersey. Well, that explains a lot.
Okay.
New Jersey. They began the night eating at a steakhouse. I thought you went to Disney World during the day. I suppose it's open.
Yeah, maybe
Other
we should
hours
check
on.
that. Yeah, let's see. Well, let's see if it's Disneyland. What are the hours?
Disney World opening hours, opening times, opening hours 2022.
I wonder.
Alright. Okay, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, well, you can get a lot done before 9
Okay.
p.m.
But if you're staying at one of the resorts or select hotels, you can stay to 11. Huh.
Oh, okay. 11 o'clock at Disney. Well, that's just asking for trouble. Disneyland.
That's right. Nothing good happens after 10 o'clock.
No.
From New Jersey, they began the night eating at a steakhouse at the amusement park before going to an Irish pub for some drinks, according to the court papers. Why do they bother going to Disney World at all?
This seems like it was a real hat on a hat situation.
Hat on a
Drunk,
hat.
I don't know. Yeah. They're already having the time of their lives. Why do they need to go to
Yeah.
Disneyland?
Before they know, they've woken up the next morning and realised they haven't gone on that little teapot ride. You know that teapot ride?
I do know that teapot, right?
Teacup.
Teacup, yeah.
Although I do believe you can, if you're it only makes sense if you're local, you can buy a year-long pass and you can pop in and pop out as much as you like, as I understand.
Yeah. Have a quick cup of tea, the teacup
right.
ride, and off you go.
I
That should work.
Popped in for a drink, a strip, and a brawl.
Yeah, imagine if you
forget.
worked nearby and you had a year pass. You could just go there for lunch.
Yep.
Imagine just going to Disneyland for lunch.
There's probably hardcore Disney fans, because there's hardcore fans of anything on Earth, who have moved to live close by and literally meet up with their friends and other Disney connoisseurs, if you like, mega fans, on a daily basis, or a weekly basis at least.
Yeah. Well, we're missing out. We're too far away from...
No, that's not
yeah,
going to work.
the nearest one is Hong Kong, probably. So.
The women aged 29 and 31. There you go.
There we go. All right. Because I was thinking, I wonder if they're like a lot older, or... No, I thought, what if they're like 14?
Oh, yeah, well, that would be a scandal. I think
would be a
we never
scandal.
would have read an article about it because Disney would have swept it under the rug that they got
the
drunk
other
at
thing
one
I-
of their steakhouses.
I also thought, wonder if the sisters worked there and they were both dressed as Minnie Mouse or something. And now
That's
that
why
would
they.
be a scandal.
That's why they
Yeah.
started to fight. They were both dressed as Minnie Mouse. Hang on, it's my turn. You have to be Daisy Duck today. The women eventually tried to leave, but their phone died, and an Uber driver refused to take them because they were too drunk.
Did they have their clothes back on? Or
And they were and they were dressed as Minnie Mouse. Perhaps, by the time they brawled, got naked, their clothes were unrecoverable, and they were forced to don for their modesty. The Disney staff had no option but to offer them some Minnie Mouse costumes.
I reckon they could have fashioned a sort of a bikini out of 3 Mickey Mouse masks.
Kind of like Ariel style, the Little Mermaid.
Yes,
with like
yeah,
little,
the shells. Yep, that's it. Yep.
Mickey Mouse bras and maybe some candy floss skirts or something like that from the nearby dispensary.
Sounds very sticky.
But, preserves their modesty.
Well, it's where dreams come true, as they say at Disneyland. I believe that's the tagline. I'm looking at Google.
Yeah. But no surprise to hear they couldn't get an Uber ride. Have you tried to ever get an Uber dressed in a candy floss skirt? Very difficult.
They don't want to get you candy floss on the seat covers.
Yeah.
They don't like that.
Yeah. You eventually get a guy who's a little bit more understanding, and he's got some towels in the boot in the trunk or the boot that you lay on the back seat for you.
No, I remember being in a what would you call it, Morton's fork. What's the other?
Morton's fork.
No, it's like a no-win situation where both choices are bad.
Sophie's choice.
Yeah. Well,
Mexican
maybe you can tell me
standoff?
what. I'm gonna. Yeah, maybe that. I'm gonna describe to you the incident. You can tell me what it is. So, it was pouring with rain. I was walking somewhere, so I thought I better call an Uber, otherwise I'd be stuck here. So I call an Uber. He wouldn't let me in because I was wet. I'd called an Uber because it was raining. So it was like
Yeah. I
one
guess
of
you're
those.
catch-22, or you're caught between a
Catch-22.
rock and a hard place.
The hard place. Yeah, all. I think it was all of those things rolled into one. So yeah, I get it. Uber drivers.
Yeah,
Fair
well.
enough.
While they waited for a taxi, they allegedly began arguing. Oh, hello. Okay, so perhaps this is when the brawling happened in the taxi line. While they waited for a taxi, they allegedly began arguing. The older sister called the younger sibling a bad mom and slapped her. The younger sister allegedly...
that's mum in, so the people that speak English, that's means mother.
The younger sister allegedly threatened to punch her. Okay, so anyway, they're fighting.
You're right. That was it.
In the... No. Carry the two.
So let me just recap. So one of them called the other a bad mother.
Yes.
Right. I think I have to agree with her there, from the sounds of things.
Both sisters ran at each other and fell into the bushes while fighting. So, just quite the show.
Is there any indication of, like, I mean, of course I need to know this. How did they get naked?
All right, here we go.
I need to know.
According to a security guard, the younger sister ran a few feet away and took off her dress, exposing her breasts. Shortly after, they began to punch each other again.
Huh. Right. So she took. Is that the kind of same thing as like a guy takes his t-shirt off because he doesn't want to get ripped? Do you reckon that was it?
Yeah, or maybe she was shredded, so she just wanted to do a kind of like a come on.
Right. Maybe
I'm
she
serious.
wanted to fight in the Scottish Highland style, bare-breasted, holding a baby.
It's quite possible. So then the police arrived to find the younger sister screaming and crying near Cirque du Soleil, steps from the watermelon and mango parking lots. Whoa. I didn't know Cirque du Soleil were associated with Disney World, but there you go.
There you go. It's a small world after all.
Yeah. There's a lot of information in that sentence. She was stripped down to only her underwear and sandals, so there you go. The sisters were arrested, but the authorities did not pursue criminal charges.
Underwear and sandals. Okay, so there's some modesty. Okay, good.
Some modesty. And it seems like only one sister went full Scottish Highlander.
I would have loved to have heard that. I thought you were going to say the fight was broken up by Goofy.
That would seem reasonable, wouldn't it?
I went to Disneyland once, and I saw a kidnapping. But then she woke up. I'm so funny.
Kerwin, do you think I'll get the evil eye from Roselle if I tell you that someone's been in touch on Gmail, Tabby, to become a virtual intern, shot across this article? Dear listener, you can join Tabby, become a virtual intern, and put the squeeze on Roselle. By
to answer your question, Kelso, yes, Tabby will get the evil eye.
Right. Tweet us at podcast KAK on Twitter. Otherwise, it's podcast KAK@gmail.com. Let's see what Tabby's got. Rich musky scent. Queen Elizabeth releases perfume for dogs. Whoa. So rich musky scent is in quotes. So perhaps this is a critique of the perfume Queen Elizabeth has released for dogs.
Right.
Wow.
What do you reckon she did it in consultation with her corgis, or?
Well, I should hope so.
It's just her own nose just knows what dogs likes and what they do and don't like.
One does know what dogs like, but no, I don't.
My husband and I.
Yes.
Yeah.
While the Queen does have limited powers when it comes to the Constitution of the Great Britain, she's got freewheeling powers when it comes to dealing with the corgis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's purely ceremonial.
Yeah. Should we have a guess at what the scent is called? Because I'm assuming the brand name is not Rich Musky Scent. So.
Well, it's the Queen, so it can't be, something too crass. So things like doggy style, that's out. It wouldn't be
that's
that.
out. Yep.
No,
yep.
forget that. All fours? No. It's kind of the same as the other one, really, but it's the same ballpark.
Majestic Mutt.
Majestic
No,
Mutt, yeah.
No, that's out too. Something like Imperial.
K9 out of 10.
Oh wow, this is great. I think we were to pause the recording. We might want to use some of these ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I think it should be called. I mean, and this is no joke. If I was the Queen, or someone came to me and said, the Queen has a perfume for dogs, what are we going to call it? I would say, well, how about Kensington? Because that's the palace she lives in. That's the home where the dogs live, isn't it? Kensington Palace?
Not the Queen, but other royals, including Princess Diana and Prince, I can't think of his name. Charles used to live in Kensington Palace, but
Well, I was
not the
going to
Queen.
say, I don't know if you read the papers or not, but Princess Diana is no longer with us, Kelso. I don't know if you're a history buff, but
She sadly has perished. Albion?
so what? Albion. Oh, that's not bad. As
means
a
like,
perfume name, or is
England,
that-
I think.
Yeah, the old way of saying it. What's the name of the house that the Queen does live in?
Well, Buckingham Palace, my friend.
No, I don't think she lives there. I think. Pretty
When
sure
she's
she
in
doesn't
London-
live there.
When she's at London, she lives in Buckingham Palace, but then she lives in Windsor Castle out in Berkshire for a lot of the time.
Berkshire. That's it. There it is.
Latched
We got
onto
there.
it, dear listener. Wow. See, this is
got
why you
there.
workshop things.
Yep. No bad ideas in the brain. So we got the dear listener.
Yeah.
Have a whiff
Rosa-
of Berkshire for the discerning animal.
Roselle, take a note. More workshopping. Yep, you got it. Good. Now take a whiff. Can we workshop that into, because dogs are always smelling each other's bums.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see the poster for it.
Stick your nose in this.
Yeah, it's the
Berkshire.
perfume that pooches prefer. A little bit of alliteration never goes astray.
Yeah. Let's get Fran Drescher to read it. For the American
You asked
audience.
me to do Fran Drescher impersonation.
Oh,
I'm
well.
sure if I can.
Mr. Sheffield.
I
Right.
thought you were teeing me up there. I was like,
Hello.
maybe I should write a list out for you of impersonations I can and can't do. So. She's definitely one of the can'ts. I said can'ts.
Let's check the tape. On your guitar, can you play Raw Britannia, like one verse or one bar of Raw Britannia, by any chance?
Probably
Or Great. Now, could you do it though with instead of normal mouth, with mouth trumpet, doing those parts?
Oh, I should have done that in the first place.
Get a whiff of this Berkshire scent. Available now. You'll have to cut that out and put in a real sound effect, no doubt. Right. Queen Elizabeth releasing perfume for dogs. Oh, releasing. So maybe it's not out yet. Now, desperate attempt from the journalist here at a word count. Queen Elizabeth is, the first sentence reads, Queen Elizabeth is releasing a perfume for dogs.
Now, just before you go on, Kelso, because we both love an article that's full of puns, do you think this is going to be full of dog puns?
Oh, there's a good chance. I'm going 60% and 3 puns.
Are we going to hear things like, it's a dog's life at Windsor Castle?
That's right.
Things like that,
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. 3 puns, I reckon, 60%. How about the Queen considered the offer from a small perfumery in Wales, and decided to throw the company a bone
Yeah.
by signing
Don't
on.
worry, don't worry, readers. The Queen isn't barking mad, stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah. When HRH first had the idea, she wasn't sure, but then she thought, well, let's take it out for a walk and see if it's got legs.
Walkies! Yeah.
That's right. Okay, well, let's find
see.
out.
Let's get the pun count ready. Like I have to say, whoever this journalist is should lose their job if there isn't at least one dog-related pun in this article.
I'm also curious how many different words we use for dogs.
Well, actually, can I rephrase that? About if there's no puns in this article, that journalist belongs in the doghouse.
There's no coming back from that. Canine lovers. There you go. Got our first synonym. Canine. King of canines. The canine king. That's a name, different name there. Canine lovers will be able to purchase Happy Hounds dog cologne. That's what they plump for.
Happy Hounds? How did they not see Berkshire? I don't get
Happy-
that.
Happy Hounds dog cologne, yeah.
It took us 3 minutes.
That's right.
Anyway.
Well, we did have Roselle to help. Dear listener, you can't hear it, but she is holding up flashcards. Canine lovers will be able to purchase Happy Hounds dog cologne for £9.99. Gee, that's cheap. I didn't expect that.
Oh, is it? See, I don't know what pounds. So
Well,
£9.99
£10,
is
that's
cheap.
about $20.
All right, so it hasn't been aspirationally priced.
No, it's not for... Okay, hang on, this clues us in. It's available in the gift shop of Sandringham House, which is the British monarch's estate in Norfolk. Right. So it's just an item in the gift shop. I was thinking there'd be like sexy ads near Christmas time.
Right, yeah. Available at all good perfume stores, you know.
Yeah.
And Asda.
Where... Yeah, but you know what I mean with very artistic, avant-garde images, and you're not really sure what
Yeah.
it's for until at the end. The whole time, of course, you're hearing Royal Britannia, courtesy of mouth trumpet and acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And then only at the end it's clear that it's an ad for Berkshire perfume.
Oh, it wouldn't be like sort of, European avant-garde, it's black and white, like, and a lot of whispering. Like, what's the name of it? What's the name of the perfume again? Happy
Our
Hounds.
name or their Happy Hounds
Theirs.
dog cologne.
Happy Hounds. Stuff like that. You know, they like to whisper in avant-garde stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Happy Hounds.
So rather than like the expensive ads at Christmas time, I think this is basically a knockoff to get visitors to the house to buy £10 worth of dog cologne. Dear me. And it's in Norfolk, so, that's where Alan Partridge comes from, so not many people go there, as you can understand.
Long way to go for some dog cologne.
The description of the Pooch perfume. Okay, we're up to... That's our second synonym. Synonym.
Synonyms, but no puns yet. I'm a bit I'm
No.
worried. I'm worried this guy is resisting. Or maybe he works at a no puns newspaper.
The description of the Pooch perfume, which is unisex, that's good. So,
Okay, that's woke.
says it smells of coastal walks and has a rich, musky scent with citrus notes of bergamot. Bergamot?
Well,
How do you pronounce that?
Bergamot. Yeah, that's it.
All right, better look
wanna
into that
know
one.
I want to know what coastal walks smell like. Like what, the sea? Is that what that means? It smells like the
Yeah, I
ocean.
get a bit of grass and...
Okay, coastal walks.
okay. Bergamot. Okay, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. It's a type of citrus fruit native to Italy. That's interesting. Gee, I hope dear listener is conversant in pronouncing bergamot, bergamot. I reckon it's probably something like that, isn't it? Pronunciation. Here we go. Oh.
Bergamot.
Bergamot.
Bergamot. You were right the first time. Yeah.
Bergamot.
you go.
Bergamot.
Bergamot.
Is that your little robot friend you have living there?
Yeah, just popped out. Yeah, well, I mean, I do have a protocol droid who's conversant in 8 million languages, don't you?
Yeah. And also has 8 million legs and makes me toast for breakfast in the morning.
Mine's always getting into some sort of mischief and arguing with its droid counterpart.
It's a madhouse around here.
Right, the Pooch perfume, which is unisex, says it smells of coastal walks and has a rich musky scent with the citrus notes of bergamot. Wow. Yeah, coastal walks probably smells like grass, the sea, and the previous dogs that have been on that walk, I dare say.
Okay. Yeah, gross.
Oh, here we go. So the palace, the house where you can buy this in, the Sandringham Estates gift shop already lists the Sandringham Happy Hound gift box, touted as the ideal present for dog lovers and their furry friends on its website. The box set includes a dog shampoo, game bones, and a tweed dog toy. Tweed.
Tweed dog toy. So
Now, how would you explain tweed to a dear listener who doesn't know what tweed is? Because that's something I only learned in the last 5 or 6 years.
it's like a certain kind of material that you'd see people when, old English people that would wear going hunting or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a very dense, almost like a tartan pattern as well. But, yes, if you can imagine an old Duke out shooting with a gun resting in the nook of his arm, that coat he's wearing is a tweed jacket.
Yes, a shotgun cracked over their forearm.
That's right.
Safety. So, now, Kelso, this Happy Hounds perfume, I've got some questions, or I'm going to do some things, some musings. Now, when I put on my aftershave, I put on a bit on my neck and a bit on my wrist, because that's where they say you're supposed to put it for optimum, smell.
Right. Okay, I see where this is going.
Does it come with any instructions where to put a little squirt of Happy Hound?
No, I imagine that. I mean, I can try to Google it, but I'm going to suggest that's at the owner's discretion, and perhaps also in collaboration and consultation with said pooch.
Yeah, I think the best place. I mean, obviously you shouldn't do this, but the most likely, if you don't want your dog to smell, you should spray it in their mouth.
Right. Okay.
Because we're talking about an animal that routinely licks their bum hole. So I think what they should have is a Happy Hounds mouthwash more than a cologne. Maybe that should be in the gift pack.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But, although I'm not sure how many dogs have the ability to gargle. That's a thing.
Yeah. So okay, how would you solve that with some sort of those little spray bottles you get to get them off the furniture?
Yeah. No, actually, there is a thing. My dog has a little thing that she eats, which is her toothbrush and breath freshener.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It doesn't really work though.
Right.
She stinks. But yeah, maybe I should get. Maybe I wonder if it's possible to send away to Sandringham Castle to get some Happy Hounds, because my dog has a birthday coming up.
All right. Push the boat out.
Yeah, it says from, because I have this salt flakes that are apparently by appointment of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth.
Yep.
The official salt flakes of Her Royal Highness. So I wonder if it'll have a similar crest or seal on the Happy Hounds.
One does hope so.
Yeah, because my dog likes prestige stuff, so she'd be like, ooh, she'd be showing off to all the other friends in the neighbourhood.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed, if you get your dog such a lovely gift, you've got a good chance of that animal becoming your man's best friend.
Well, she's all about labels, so that's why she wears Doggy and Gabbana, stuff like that,
Oh, no.
See, I'm doing the puns, because this journalist can't do any.
Yeah. Well, I added one in there that only dear listener grabbed, because you missed it, because I was talking
do it
about
again, do it again. Sorry.
Your dog becoming man's best friend if you buy him the gift.
Oh.
Never mind. These things happen.
I missed that. Yeah.
What's all that about office could use a squirt of Happy Hound. Anything is better than the gross boy smell around here. P.U.
Cohen. Sammy has been in touch. Sent through a little article here. becoming a virtual intern, joining the ranks.
Welcome aboard, Sammy.
Sammy, nice one. Snake on a plane forces emergency landing in Malaysia. I better check the passenger list to see if Samuel L. Jackson was on it.
Again, the journalist missed a trick there. In the again, maybe I'm getting ahead of it. I feel like the joke I was just about to make, maybe in the article, maybe I should hold fire on that one.
Okay, don't want to invest early.
No, I'm going to go for it. I feel like he should have said that there's a motherfucking snakes in the motherfucking plane. You know,
almost certainly that will be in the article.
Almost certainly. Okay, right. Okay,
well, maybe not. In quotes, at no time was the safety of guests or crew at any risk. So a bit of a PR spin there from the airline company, no doubt, being quoted. You can run this story, but that must be the second part. A pilot was forced to make an emergency landing in Malaysia after a snake was spotted in a light fixture of an overhead compartment. Wow. So there's a picture here. It's a very small snake.
Okay, right. So, but it's still forced to land. I would think that any snake under 20 centimeters is like, right, keep going.
They hold it up to a little measuring thing they've got, like a fisherman. Well, it depends on how much the passengers were freaking out, especially that one passenger who was sat exactly below this light fixture.
Right, there must have been too many Australians on that plane, because if that a little snake, most Australians wouldn't have cared at all.
Call that a snake? That's not a snake.
Nah, mate. That's a worm.
Well, I think that's pretty much it for the article.
That was it.
Well, I mean, the rest is very, passengers spotted it, blah, blah, blah. The journalist is having absolutely no fun whatsoever. Let's have a look here. So, yep. As soon as the captain was made aware of the incident, he decided to land.
Well, I think Sammy has lost her intern privileges. Sammy, you need the article needs to have a little bit more meat on the bones.
It's interesting to dive into the spin, though, from the safety officer from the airline. This is a very rare incident which can occur on any aircraft from time to time.
Yeah, right? We need to flesh out this article, Kelso, and send it back to
resubmit it.
Resubmit it, yeah. So it should have said things like, 45 minutes of the takeoff. A passenger spotted the snake in the light fixture and shat her pants.
45 minutes into the flight, a problem slithered into view. Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah.
But rather than the snake suggesting that any of the passengers should take a bite out of a forbidden apple, it caused general chaos.
And then the airline hostesses tell the passengers to please fasten your seatbelts. Oh dear. See, that's how easy it is, dear listener, to put some puns into an article. That journalist needs to go back to journalism school. Yep. Or pun school, at least.
Yeah, please. Something.
For crying out loud. Yeah.
Shame. Sorry, Sammy. Didn't get much out of that one, but, it's worth a shot.
It's all right. Exactly. Better luck next time.
Rory has got in touch, stepping on Roselle's toes, sent this across my desk. Woman. Start again. Woman sues McDonald's over irresistible cheeseburger that forced her to break her Lent fast.
Oh, I think I know. I've had a few irresistible cheeseburgers in my time. Ooh.
Yeah. Both in and outside of your Lent fasting.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever fasted, ever.
No.
I think I did the 40-hour famine once, but because we were in primary school, it was only 8 hours.
Right. My favourite joke, of course, around Lent time, if someone asks me what I'm giving up for Lent, is I say I'm giving Lent up for Lent. So I never tire saying that. So always a pleasure.
Again, I don't think I've ever been asked that. What are you giving up for Lent? I would say, what is that?
Okay.
I know it's got something to do with like Easter or something, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm not. Might be more prominent in England than in Australia. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but there's like a week around Easter. It must be like obviously a Good Friday, Good Monday, where you say you're going to give up something for a week, I guess. So it can be chocolate or alcohol or, in my case, Lent.
Lent, right.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not sure what the idea, what the thinking is behind the church elders who put this together in the first place. What we should do.
Because isn't there something? There's a pancake day in there as well, isn't there?
Oh yeah, but maybe that's when you break. Hang on, I'm going to have to look it up now.
Yeah, I'm too curious. So you give up something and then you celebrate that by eating pancakes. I think that's what it is. If I had to guess. This is how rumours start, Kelso.
Alright, associated customs. Here we go, fasting. Oh, 40 days in Lent. Crikey.
What?
Marked by fasting.
You only have to give up one thing, like... And it doesn't really have to be that like... You could say, I'm going to give up, I don't know, something you hardly ever do. I'm going to give up eating pistachios.
That's right. Well, it depends who's marking your card, I suppose, or if anyone's marking your card, or reviewing your Lent tender.
Of course there is. The big fella upstairs.
Okay, all right. Forgot about him. Don't you forget about me, Kelso.
Lightning strike.
Okay, well there you go. So fasting is maintained for all 40 days of Lent. Crikey.
That's a Catholic thing, right? That's not Catholics do that.
I'd have to read more to work that out, but possibly yes. So. Yeah. Many examples include practicing veganism. Vegetarianism and teetotalism. Teetotalism.
It's kind of like a dry July, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, cool. All right, some good background there. So cheeseburgers, and can I just say, Kelso, before we get back to at McDonald's, my go-to burger is the cheeseburger.
Wow.
I like it simple. I know. I don't keep it uncomplicated and simple, and I don't like because I mainly eat McDonald's when I'm driving. So I like a cheeseburger because I don't end up with a lap full of lettuce. Like what happens with a Big Mac.
I almost started singing a Burger King song there. It takes 2 hands to handle a Whopper because the burgers are bigger at Hungry Jack's. Insert Burger King for your country of choice.
Yeah. Just, dear listener, just in case you weren't aware, in Australia, Burger King is called Hungry Jack's.
Yeah.
Long story.
Now, you posited or claimed that the reason you like a cheeseburger is because you like it simple. But surely, if you like things really simple, you'd go for a junior burger. No cheese.
That again, isn't a junior burger? Yeah, junior burgers. Burger King, Hungry Jack's Burger King.
Oh, so what am I thinking of? Just a hamburger?
You're thinking of a hamburger, yeah. Which I'm not even sure is on the menu anymore. That's another thing I'd have to check out. I have a feeling that the hamburger is no longer an option.
Wow. Who would have thought when the
Yeah,
McDonald's brothers first got together and decided to make people loving it, that a hamburger wouldn't be on the menu anymore?
Yep, the original, the ground floor. It's no longer there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you can just easily make one. Just pick the cheese off a cheeseburger. You've got yourself a hamburger. Although that cheese is not easy to pick off.
No, it's It's sticky.
It becomes very much part of the burger, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. A woman is suing McDonald's for forcing her to break her Lenten fast. Lenten?
Lenten.
I didn't know that was an adjective.
Lenten. How's it spelled? O-N? Lenton?
No, with a capital L, Lenten.
Lenten.
Okay.
So
anything...
I'm learning so much today because I love this. I'm
Yeah,
loving it. I'm loving it.
I might quiz you later on your Lenten knowledge.
Oh no.
Your Lenten learning.
I'm not very good at Lenten retention.
Is that why you've been excised from the...
Excommunicated. yeah.
from the community? A woman is suing McDonald's for forcing her, in quotes, forcing her to break her fast, her Lenten fast, after she was unable to resist an advertising promotion. Wow.
Right.
Now, if that's cause for litigation, any sort of advertising promotion causing you to do something you didn't necessarily want to do, well, I think our civilization is at risk.
Yeah. We're in trouble if that's something you can sue for. Right. Okay. I want to know what the ad is. I want to be interested.
Okay.
Wonder if I'd fall for it. Probably.
Okay. So this lady
Sounds
who
like something I'd do.
lives in Russia said she was not eating meat and other animal products as part of her fast. Okay. Good.
Okay.
According to the lawsuit, she successfully abstained from meat for a month until she was cajoled by McDonald's advertisement for a cheeseburger and chicken nuggets deal. Oh, they left the chicken nuggets as part of a deal. No wonder she caved.
Like I would have thought, as a Russian, resisting McDonald's would have been part of their culture.
Yes.
But,
Yeah. Don't McDonald's have to operate? There's like shady holes in the walls. So you know the code word to get in? Hamburglar. It's Hamburglar. Now, what's interesting here, it says she had successfully abstained from meat for a month until she was cajoled. So Lent goes for a month. She's abstained for a month. I'm confused. What's going on here?
what was okay?
Maybe Lent goes for 31 days, and she was up to 30 days before she fell into the cheeseburger trap.
What was the trap, though, I wonder?
Well, it was an advertisement for a cheeseburger and chicken nuggets deal.
Only 2 rubles.
The woman said she regretted the decision immediately and is now seeking compensation from McDonald's for 1,000 Russian rubles, the equivalent of £18.50. $18.50. So very reasonable.
I wonder how many cheeseburgers you could get with 1,000 rubles. I would say 10.
Yeah, I reckon. 10,
10.
8, something like that.
Yeah. I think I gave the ruble a little bit too much credit there, because I thought the whole thing might have come to 2 rubles. Doesn't sound like you could get much for 2 rubles.
Yeah,
you get one chip.
Miscalculated your rubles. Never mind, happens all the time. She says McDonald's and others should not be allowed to advertise during Lent, basically. So,
right. Yeah, it sounds like she's blame shifting there. But here's something. I like a cheeseburger so much. I noticed something the other day, and this might be even worth a Google to see if this is true, because it just occurred to me that I thought maybe I should check that out. I think, and I'm accusing McDonald's of making the cheeseburger smaller.
Oh, right, yeah, possible.
I had one the other day for the first time in a couple of months, and either my hand has grown or the cheeseburger seemed a lot smaller. So do you reckon you could Google that for us, Kelso? Because you're the chief Googler. I like the sound of your keys mashing.
Average size.
Or, like, ask the question, has the McDonald's cheeseburger gotten smaller? Because I think Because you know how, like, the large pizzas, I don't know if this is a thing over in the UK, but certainly in Australia, what counts as a large pizza is what, like, the medium pizza used to be.
Yeah, no,
Like,
they
there's
tend...
no such thing as a large pizza anymore that you get from the delivery places. It's like, don't make it more expensive, just charge the same price and make them smaller and smaller.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a common practice if you're buying, like, a bag of sweets, a bag of candy, and it's like 100 grams, then it'll be the same price, but 90 grams next week when they...
Oh, yeah,
when
that's
prices
happening, yeah.
prices go up. Oh, mate, look out.
Wouldn't read about it.
Well, I've got an answer here, but it might... They're saying they haven't changed, but then I noticed down here the Daily Mail, which is in the UK, has got a question, an article. McDonald's denies it has shrunk the size of its tiny cheeseburgers.
Right.
So,
Well, I
at least recently in the UK, they've denied shrinking it.
well, you know,
Oh, hang on.
hang on.
I'm reading more. While this is in the Daily Mail on the UK website, this actually article is from Australia, Daily Mail Australia. So there you go. The fast food giant has been accused of shrinking its burgers over the years, but told Daily Mail Australia they've never changed the meat patty.
No, I agree that definitely the quarter pounder has shrunk. The patty of the quarter pounder has not. That's why it sticks out about a centimetre around the bun now. It looks ridiculous.
Oh, so
It looks
you
like
think-
his underpants are too small.
So you're saying, much like a man losing weight, the buns are getting smaller.
Well, in the quarter pounder, but I definitely think that the cheeseburger has shrunk. Like, it was teeny weeny.
Okay, no, you're right. A spokesman said, as part of the innovation investment process, they recently changed the cheeseburger bun. The burgers has remained unchanged. That's the patty to Australians, because to us a burger is the whole thing. The new bun is the same weight with slightly different proportions. There you go.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Wow. You're gonna have
It's
to.
like, does my bum look big in this? It's one of those things that they're not going to answer McDonald's, probably, are they? Oh, it's
I'm
fine.
going
It's
to-
It's fine. It's exactly the same.
I'm going to suggest you recall what it was like when you were 15-year-olds and 15-year-old solving crimes in your local area with nothing more than a cigarette lighter and a magnifying glass or a piece of string, whatever you claimed you had at the time.
My magnifying, my junior detective kit, yeah. So I was right. I wasn't just losing my mind when I went through the drive-through and thought that, you know what it was? It felt small, and I felt I was about one bite shy of where I should have been. You know what I mean? I thought there was just something missing there.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing I always get 2 cheeseburgers every time I go. So there you go. You should go to the McDonald's. Wonder if it's in Britain, and see if your giant hand makes it you feel like Gulliver when he gets to Lilliput, because that's what it felt like. I felt massive.
When you get your 2 cheeseburgers, are you ever tempted to slap them on top of each other and kind of have a pseudo Big Mac?
Like a mega cheeseburger? Yeah, I think that's how the Big Mac was invented, wasn't it? To just slap 2 cheeseburgers together.
Almost certainly.
And with half a head of lettuce in there.
There is always a lot of lettuce, that's fair to say. So.
Yeah. So, is there this Russian lady who? There's more. Okay, I was just going to say what the fortunes of.
Well,
Of
well, the court have said they've received her application, but no preliminary hearing has been confirmed. So I think they might be kicking into the long grass. But you'll be pleased to know that to wrap it up, the Bishop of Moscow has got involved. Excuse me. To wrap it up, you'll be pleased to know the Bishop of Moscow has got involved. He's urging her to go to confession instead of court. So, sanity has prevailed.
Well, they are very pragmatic people, aren't
Yeah.
they? The Russians.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bishop of Moscow is in Big McDonald's pocket.
Big Burger.
Big Burger pocket, pulling the
He's a puppet
strings.
for Big Burger.
The bourgeoisie.
I mean, obviously it'd be in Russian, but I would love to see the actual marketing campaign that made this woman go, you know what, stuff Lent. But the thing you said, it wasn't just a cheeseburger, it was nuggets as well. So
Yeah, cheeseburger nugget deal. So,
right. So maybe that's what it was that got her, because individually it wouldn't have been a problem, but it's like a cheeseburger and nuggets together. She was like, oh, well, bugger me, how can I resist?
I've actually found it here. The final line of the article says the lady was induced by the advertisement because it promised a cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, all topped off with.
Bergamot.
Oh, that's interesting. So that
I'm loving it. Так здорово, что я могу себе позволить вкусно кушать, при этом не умея совсем готовить. Мне нравится беситься, сломя голову, носиться, делать что хочу. Ха! Не надо на меня коситься. Здорово, идти по жизни с поднятой головой, действовать, побеждать и быть самим собой. Так здорово, что я не похож ни на кого, что хотите, говорите, мне все равно. I'm loving it. Я счастлив, что везде всегда со мной моя музыка и я.
I ate a kid's meal at McDonald's yesterday. I have to say, his mother totally overreacted.
Kelso, me old friend, it's time for my new segment. Courtesy of Toby on the Gmail, he has come through with a song request. Well, not a song. He just said, "Can you play a song by Bob Dylan?" I said, "Yes, I will. I'd like to do that." But whenever someone like Toby or anyone wants to request a song, I will play it. But I also want to see if I can dig up any juicy rumours about the song or about the artist, the songwriter. Who knows? In a little segment that I'm now calling, or we now newly named, Kerwin's Rumour Mill.
Whoa. Surely there's no dirt on Bob Dylan.
Well, actually there is, and I found something that was sort of germane to what we were talking about earlier with our doggy perfumes. Here's a little bit of a rumour, and that he called Carrie Fisher, as in Princess Leia. He once called Carrie Fisher to brainstorm names for a cologne.
Hello.
Yes, true. According to Carrie Fisher, in her memoir titled "Wishful Drinking," Fisher writes about getting a call from Bob. Yeah, I know. She should be writing puns.
She's a script doctor.
That is true. I didn't know that. Actually, just a quick break from Cohen's Rumour Mill. Can you name one script that she doctored?
Shoot.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Shoot, or my mum will shoot. Hang on. Shoot, or my mum will stop. No, I can't name any off the top of my head, but if you Google them, you'd definitely find them.
We can Google another time.
Okay.
So Fisher writes in her memoir about getting a call from Bob Dylan, and he'd been asked to endorse a cologne called "Just Like a Woman," which is the name of one of his songs. But he didn't like that name and wanted her advice on alternates.
All right.
She gave him a few sarcastic options, and ambivalence for the scent of confusion was one of her suggestions. The other one was arbitrary for the man who doesn't give a shit how he smells.
She never took things seriously, Carrie Fisher.
No, she didn't. And well, she obviously knows her comedy because she sticks to the rule of three. So the third one was empathy, feel like them and smell like this. And to her surprise, Bob actually really liked those. So there you go.
The rumours are true.
I know, fresh from the rumour mill. Well, it was in Carrie Fisher's memoirs, so it must be true.
Yeah.
So anyway, Toby, thanks for that. Thanks for the suggestions. So I'm going to play one of my favourite Bob Dylan songs and give it... Whoops. My microphone. give it my own little spin. The song is called Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. There ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Even you don't know by now. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never do somehow. Well, your rooster crows at the break of dawn. Look out your window, 'cause I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm a-traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Well, there ain't no use in calling out my name, girl, like you've never done before. Well, there ain't no use in calling out my name, girl. I can't hear you anymore. I was thinking and I wondering, walking down that road. I once loved a woman and child, I'm told. Gave her my heart, she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. Well, there ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. It's a light I've never known. Well, there ain't no use in turning on your light, baby. I'm on the dark side of the road. Well, I wish there was something I could do or say to try and make you change your mind and stay. But we never did much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. Well, so long, honey baby. Where I'm bound, I can't tell. But goodbye is too good a word, baby. So I'll say fare thee well. Well, now I ain't saying I treated you unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind that. You kinda wasted all my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Don't think twice.
Thank you, Toby.
Yeah, don't think twice. That's a maxim that we follow closely on What's All That About?
Sometimes I don't even think once.
Well, perhaps he was offering Carrie Fisher advice back on those ideas for his perfume. Everyone's doing a perfume nowadays, eh?
Yeah,
Bob
just
Dylan.
Don't think spice.
Sold. I'll take some.
I just kind of relate. I mean, I know a lot of famous sort of, especially movie stars and stuff. I just can't imagine Bob Dylan being the face of a cologne.
Very strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. Unless the cologne was called Craggy or something.
Now, Carrie Fisher wrote the screenplay for the film Postcards from the Edge.
Because I think it was about her, though.
I've not seen that one.
Yeah, I think it was about her and her famous mother, Debbie Reynolds. I think that was based on her, but yeah, I wonder if she... Yeah, I did know that about her being the script doctor, but anyway, there you go.
Yeah. From Hook to The Last Action Hero, this article I found secretly while you weren't thinking twice.
Love
Maybe they're suggesting The Wedding Singer even with Billy Madison. Oh, crikey.
Yeah,
Adam Sandler.
Wowee.
There you go.
She was certainly a very talented lady.
She certainly was. Much respected, much missed. R.I.P.
Exactly. Much missed, for sure.
That's all very well, Cohen, but that does leave our dear listener with one question.
Indeed it does, Kelso.
What's all that about?
So we'll chat to you on the next episode, and don't forget you can tweet us with any of your story ideas and any of your rumours or songs to podcastkak@gmail.com or podcastkak at Twitter.
Thanks for listening. It really does mean a lot to us both. Do tell a friend about our show, as that's how we hope to grow the audience. And if you've got time and you're not too busy working out how to pronounce
Bergamot,
then give us a sweet 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice.
Until next time.
Hooroo!
See you later.